Hi everyone, Quiveen here from the comfort of my kitchen. In today's video, we are going to talk about the equinox. We are coming through the equinox now, the vernal equinox, the spring equinox for the Northern Hemisphere, the autumnal equinox, the autumn equinox for the Southern Hemisphere, the fall equinox, if that's what you call autumn, and as the season of fall or the season of autumn. We are going to talk a little bit about the equinox. But before we do, I'm going to go back in time. We're going to take a look back to the 1st of March. And a commenter was kind enough to warn me of this before it happened. But because it isn't something that's visible from the Earth, it's not something any of us could have actually seen happening. I didn't prioritize going to take a look at it because I was concentrating on the Irish language videos for Seacht na Gaeilge. But we are going to do it now. So we're going to head to Mercury on the 1st of March. And one of the nice things about software like Stellarium, not only does it give us the opportunity to look forward into the future and see what's coming, it does also give us the opportunity for at least some things to look at the past. So there are historical astronomical events such as the transits of Mercury and Venus that you can see through Stellarium by going back in time, as it were, and seeing what those things looked like. Of course, there are some other historical events, there are some other things that would not be visible through Stellarium. Certain things like very powerful aurorae that happened in the past, very powerful meteor storms. We can simulate the very powerful meteor storms, but Stellarium doesn't generate the radiant that they came from or show how many fireballs that were produced. So we are here on Mercury, and we are supposed to be looking back at the Earth. We're supposed to be looking back at the Earth for nighttime on the 1st of March, and I don't want to go through time too quickly. Of course, days and time, minutes and seconds work the same on Mercury, but days and moving by a fraction of the day, you end up moving for days and days instead. So we might just need to maneuver very, very carefully. So we're in a position that is in nighttime without the sun after coming up, but with Earth visible. So we can take a look back at the Earth from here, from Mercury, and I think I know what this is going to be. So I didn't take a look at this. I didn't take a look at this particular astronomical event before starting to record this video because I wanted to get the surprise, enjoy the surprise of whatever it is that's going to happen. I just don't think it's visible from exactly here on Mercury. So it looks like from the right location of Mercury, there is going to be some sort of occultation of the Earth by Venus, but from where we are right here, just a little bit in the Northern Hemisphere, Venus appears to be under the Earth. So we might need to change our perspective. We may, just make sure I'm getting my directions right. Yes, we may need to move a little further north, which hopefully will put Venus into a position where it blocks out the Earth. I think this is what is supposed to happen. Now, we are in the nighttime side. We're not directly opposite. But let's see. This is continuing to move forward in time. They get very, very close there. Now, of course, with the relative motions of these planets, they can end up moving a little bit strangely. Let's see. That's where they look. They look particularly close there from this particular location. I'll move it a little bit more north. It might just be a close conjunction. It might not be an occultation. I think that maybe is as close as I can get them. From here in the very far north, that seems to be about as close as I can get them. But it is a conjunction of the Earth and Venus visible from Mercury. If we just take a look at the Earth here, just in case it's something to do with the Earth-Moon system, and we'll come back to the first here. It may be, maybe it's a conjunction of the Earth and the Moon. I guess it is. So there we go. There's a fantastic view of the dark side of the moon fully illuminated. So that is a particularly interesting thing to see. So this is Stellarium's version, at least, because it's not a perfect map, Stellarium, but that is the dark side of the moon, visible from Mercury, because we are closer to the sun, of course, here on Mercury than we would be back on Earth. So, of course, interesting things like occultations, conjunctions, eclipses, these things are happening for the whole solar system, and some are visible from certain locations. So you could, hypothetically see the Earth occult Mars from Mercury. Of course, that's not something we'd ever see from the Earth because we're on the Earth. There are a bunch of things that you could see from other locations in the solar system. Of course, you can observe eclipses from the outside as well. I did that in a previous video. So we're going to head back to the Earth and back to Ireland as well. And here we are. Yeah, we're way back in the past, so we'll come forward to the equinox again. Because we're at the equinox, this is, and we're looking at the countryside sky here. I'll move us back into the city, just because it's the view that most people will have. I'll only bring it to a city like Cork, so still not as bad as many larger cities in the world. So here we are, just coming up to, we'll come up to about half five in the morning. We'll try and stick to half five in the morning. So we're looking at this here, sunrise on the equinox, and the sunrise will really come closer to 6. But here we are, half five, and there is a little bit of light visible, not too much. Oh, that's still moving. There we go. There's a little bit of light visible, not too much. We've still got plenty of the stars visible. And this is the equinox, the vernal equinox. So we're sort of, in terms of day length, at least, we're in the middle of spring now. The shorter days and longer nights are all behind us. The longer days and shorter nights are all in front of us. So we can see here, sticking with half five, by the end of April, or by exactly a month later, it's completely bright here, at least here in the city. Nothing visible except just about Venus. No, really nothing visible at this time, just a month later. The difference that a month can make, especially when you're this far up on the planet. So these differences, the difference between the short days in the winter and the longer days in the summer, it's a significantly bigger difference if you're high up on the planet, if you're very close to the North Pole or very close to the South Pole. So we can see here, back to the 20th, and it's just the beginnings of sunrise. If we go back another month, if we go all the way back to the 20th of February, we can see that it is, if it wasn't for the moon, it would be completely dark. So let's get the moon out of the way. Let's go to the end of March, the very end of the month, because it will make a slightly more accurate comparison. So here we are on the 1st of March, and we're looking at what really is a nighttime sky from the city. It's about as dark as it can get there at half five at the beginning of the month. If we come all the way through to the end of the month, we can see it there getting significantly brighter across that line. And by the 31st, there's a couple of stars visible, but we're definitely leaving nighttime there at half five. And if we continue through into April, everything disappears. So the days are about to, change length. We're about to get much longer days and much shorter nights, and that's going to change our times of sunset and sunrise. It's going to affect when we see things in the sky. So we can see here, by the end of April, let's call it just 6 or just 8. We'll call it just 8 o'clock. Get that fully stopped there. So here we are, just 8 o'clock. We'll go all the way to the end. We might as well. All the way to the end of April, and there's nothing visible. It's still completely bright. It is essentially daytime there at 8 o'clock in April. And if we come back to the, we'll come back to the very end there of March, coming up. Here we are at 8 o'clock, and it is essentially nighttime. There's still a little bit of a glow of the sun, which you may be able to see over there, but it is essentially dark there at 8 o'clock. And if we come back just a little bit late, just a little bit further, we'll come back one more month, and there we go. Definitely nighttime at 8 o'clock. No trace of the glow of the sun. The faint outer arm of the Milky Way would be visible if this wasn't the city sky. And that is the difference between just 2 months, going from the month before the equinox, completely dark at 8 o'clock. The month of the equinox, we've got that little bit of sunlight glow there at the end of the month at least, and all the way through to the end of next month, and it's daytime without changing the time, all at 8 o'clock. So that's the difference. We're now moving through that change. We're going through the equinox. We're going to see the length of the day really change now as we move back into summertime, which is also the best time to take a look at the Milky Way. So we have that to look forward to. We still have that coming up. So I hope you enjoyed this video, our brief detour to Mercury to look at some things from there, and this view of the stretch in the evenings, the lengthening day that we have as we move past the equinox. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like it. If you like this kind of content, then you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'd like to read some of this information, then you can check out my website, greevingscontent.ie. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you back here next time.